Hello everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's Teresa with Critters Crochet, and today we are on stitch number 12, and yes, we are back to using the correct book. Sorry for the confusion before, but this is the book we will continue to use, the Crochet Dictionary, and it's by Sarah Hazel. Okay, so today's stitch is number 158, and it's called the FIlet squares, and this is what it looks like. How pretty is that? I love FIlet crochet, and so this is going to be a beautiful pattern. And so grab your hook, grab your project and your yarn, and let's get started with this beautiful stitch. All right guys, we are back, and I have attached my yarn, and did a chain 3 to get started. And once you do your chain 3, then you're going to go right into this next stitch, and let me count this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and we're going to make 6 double crochets. All right, so we're going to start right here in this stitch. 1. You're going to hear my grunts and groans. 1. Sorry, just a second. This book does not want to stay open. There we go. So we've got our chain 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so we've done a chain 3 to start, and 6 double crochets. Okay, so then we are going now 3 times. We're going to go chain 1, skip 1, and do a double, and we're going to do that 2 more times. Chain 1, skip 1, double, chain 1, skip a stitch, and do a double. Okay, so after the 6, you should have 3 spaces after your 6 double crochets. Okay, next, I'll lay this down in just a second so you can really see it. Then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do 6 doubles again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then chain 1, skip 1, double 3 times. So chain 1, skip 1, double, chain 1, skip 1, double, chain 1, skip 1, and double. Okay, so let me show you this. I'll lay it down here on the table here so you can see it. Okay, so we have, I put my hand under it, maybe you can see it better. Well, let me see if I can put something down where you can see this really good. Let me get some background here. Use my grandson's little picture. So, that's just not going to show up, is it? Let me get in here a little closer. Maybe that'll help. All right, so your repeat is, you're going to do, this is your repeat right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 doubles, and then chain 1, skip 1, and double 3 times. That is your repeat all the way to the end of the row, and you're going to end with the final double crochet. So, I will meet you when you have I will meet you when you have 6 stitches left at the end of your row. So continue the repeat of 6 doubles, then chain 1, skip 1 double 3 times. And just keep repeating that all the way to the end of your row, and I'll meet you at the end when you have 6 stitches left. All right, everyone, we're back at the end of the first row, and what you're doing is you've got your solids, then you've got your 3 fillet openings, and then your solid stitches, and it just depends on the length of your blanket. But with the length of mine, it worked out to where I did my 6. Now chain 1, skip 1, and I'm only going to end up with 1 space at the end of my row. Okay, so with mine, I'm going to end up with just 1 space, and that's okay. That's okay. If you end up with 2 or end up with 3, it's wherever your repeat ends is fine. I'm going to show you in the next round what goes above each of these stitches. Okay, so it's not really that big of a deal if you don't end up with 3 fillets, but that you'll see what has to go on the top of each one, so it'll make the repeat very simple. So for the next row, you're going to chain 4, okay, and turn your work. Let me get my big old blanket turned here. Okay, so we chained 4 and turned. And we're going to keep this same pattern going, okay? We are going to, get myself in frame here. We're going to skip, because this counts as chain 4 counts as your double plus your chain. So we're going to skip, and we're going to put a double right on top of that double. Okay? And since I only have 1 space, see how that's counting? That's working up as the same as a space right there. Since I only have 1 space, then I'm just going to do that. If you had 2 or 3 spaces, you would still put 3 fillets above your spaces, and I'm going to show you when we get down here. But for mine, since it ended with 1 space, I'm going to have 1 space above it. Then I'm going to continue with putting double crochets across the top, so that should be 6. 1. Let me back up just a little bit here. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and we have above all of our solids filled in. Now we're back to doing the 3 spaces, okay, for our fillet. So we're chaining 1, skip 1, put a double right on top of that double from the previous row, chain 1, skip the chain, go right on top of that double again, chain 1, and right on top of that double. And we made our same 3 spaces. We made our same 3 spaces as in the previous row. So you're going to do this all the way down. Wherever you have your 6 solids, you put doubles on top. Then do your 3 spaces, 3, and then your solid. And then your 3, and then your solid. Do this all the way down, and I'll meet you at the end of row 2. Okay, guys, I'm at the end of row 2, and I just wanted to show you not to be careful. When you get to the end of your row, you still have this chain 3 from the beginning of the first row. You need to be sure that you're crocheting in the top of that chain for your final stitch. Okay, make sure you don't miss that final top of the chain 3 to finalize your stitch. Okay, so we're at that end. We're going to chain 3, and we're going to turn our work for row 3. And it's the same thing. You're just building on the row below. Okay, you can see how I have, now you can see there's 3 and 3 right here. We've got our 3 spaces here. I wish y'all could see that better. I need to put something under it. Let me see if this white paper will help to see it. That helps a little bit better. But you see how we just built on those 3 stitches? Let me bring it in closer too. That might help also. But you have your fillets right here, and those 3, and then your 6 solids, and then your 3. This next row is just going to build on that. So we have our chain 3, which counts as a double. And so you don't need to go back into this. You don't need to go back into this first stitch. This chain counts as a double. So we're going to go right into the next stitch and put our double on here, right across these solids. And you're just going to match up. You're just going to match yours up. Well, I went the wrong way. Sorry. You're just going to match yours up to the way that yours falls on your pattern when you're doing this. Sorry, let me get my hands in frame here. I'm going to adjust my light because I don't feel like I'm getting the right light. There we go. So we're going across our solid part of the fillet with our doubles. And so I've done the now I'm back to my fillets again. Okay? So chain 1, chain 1, skip 1, double. Let's see if I can get this to work right. Chain 1, skip 1, double. Chain 1, skip 1, double. And now I'm back to the solid again. So see how that's working out? You're going to finish this row by matching up your fillets and your solids, and I'll meet you at the end of row 3. All right, guys, let me zoom in here. I am at the end of row 3, and I just wanted to show you again what's happening with mine. On mine, I ended up with, my row ends with a fillet opening. So I still need to do my 1 opening and double into this chain to end it. So I chained 1, and I'm going to go right here in the top of the chain and do my final double crochet. And that evens everything out. So now you can see where we've done 3 rows where we have I wish I could get, I hope this turns out better on the actual video with the light, because I'm having trouble with the light today. So sorry about that. So we have our 3 rows, solids, and 3 of our fillet right here. You can kind of see that there. Then we got our solids, and then we have our 3 fillet. Okay, so row 4, we're going to change it up a little bit. Let me bring this back over here and zoom this back out. We're going to change up row 4 just a little bit. So on row 4, we're going to chain 4, 2, 3, 4. All right, and turn our work. All right, we're going to chain, let me look at this. And now, instead of repeating and copying, I've got to move my camera a little bit here. Here we go. Instead of doing the same thing, now we're going to switch it up. And over our spaces, we are now going to have solids. and we're going to do our filet over the 6 solid pieces. So this is what it's going to look like. A lot of filet crochet, they want you to, well, okay, if you ended on solids, you're only going to chain 3. Mine ended on a window. So, sorry, let me say that again. If your row ends with a filet opening, you're only going to chain 3. If yours ends with a solid, you're going to chain 4 because you're going to need to create the first window to make a space. Does that make sense? So, a lot of in filet crochet, they want you to go into the chain to make your first stitch. It's easier for me just to go into the space. So wherever you have a chain, you're just going to go into the space, okay? So mine, I'm going to have a solid right here, double. Now, here comes my solids, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 7 double crochets here, and that's because it ended with these 2 are ending and starting a window, right? So what you're going to do, and I'm going to look at to make sure I'm telling you correctly. We're going to put a double here, chain 1, skip 1, double, chain 1, skip 1, and double, chain 1, skip 1, and double. And there you have, above your solid stitches, you have your solid here, but you also have now your 3 windows above your 6 solids, and that's what you want. Okay, so then it's just a matter of repeating that. Now you've got your 3. Now we're going to do our 6 solids again. So we're going to go into the space, 1, on top of the double, 2, into the space, 3, on top of the double, 4, into the space, 5, and then 6. And there's your solid across your 3 doubles. So you're going to continue that all the way across, putting your 3 windows above your solid. Okay, putting your 3 windows above your solids and putting your solid above your window. We're just going to reverse what we've been doing in the last one. I'm going to do this one more time for you, and then I'm going to let you get to work. So we're back to our windows. So we're at our solids, so we're putting windows above our solids. Okay, so chain 1, skip 1 and double, and do that 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Your last double in your window should end on the last double of all the solid double crochets. Now we've back to our windows. So we're going to go into our space, 1, on top of the double, 2, into the space, 3, on top of the double, that's your 4th double, into the space, your 5, and on top, 6. And I really hope I'm explaining this well, but there you have it. See how we have our windows on the top, solids above? You're going to do this all the way across, and you're going to do this pattern, repeat this one for 3 rows, okay? And I will show you, and remember at the end of your row, if you end on a space you want to chain 3 for your next row. If your row ends on solids, you want to chain 4 so you can start your windows. Okay? So I want you to repeat this alternate pattern of windows above the solid and solid above the windows. I want you to repeat this for the next 3 rows, and I will be back after you get 3 rows of this pattern finished. All right, guys, I wanted to just come back and show you I've completed this row here of row 4, and you can see how I have the filet above the solid, solid above the filet, filet above the solid, and then you're going to repeat this row 4 2 more times so that you have 3 sets here and then 3 sets alternating. And then for your next 3 rows, you're going to have solid, block, solid. So you can see how this is working out, and it's really pretty. I love it. And so I'm probably going to do this for about 12 rows and see how wide it is. So, you know, it's going to be a pretty good width in this blanket. But this is again called the filet squares. It's stitch number 158 in the Stitch Dictionary, Crochet Stitch Dictionary book. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comments and let me know. I hope I didn't confuse the snot out of you on this one. And I hope I was clear, but you can see what this looks like. So remember, it's just 3 rows. All 3 rows of and you alternate them every 4th row. You start to alternate. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this stitch. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you guys have a terrific Tuesday, and I will see you again next Tuesday for stitch number 13. Love y'all. See you later.